Okay, I'm going to talk about a few things right now. Yeah, turning mom put some clothes on, put a wig on. Okay. Look, some things I want to talk about. I want to talk about Iyanla and Tracy Morgan. And I say Iyanla, Vanzant. I'm sorry. I don't know why I can't get her name correct. But I want to talk about, she mentioned that she didn't attend her daughter's funeral. And I was mad at my grandfather for not attending my father's funeral. That's the only child that has passed away of his. But he and my father didn't have a relationship at all. Okay, so he left them when they were teenagers. So and he lives not too far from me right now. But he's a bitch ass. Okay, the wife is the bitch ass. He let the wife control him. Okay, but anyway, stop. Let me be great, puppy. Let me be great right now. Okay, my puppy. It is. This is the most hard head. Y'all remember I used to have a dog, a pit bull, Ace. Ace is so much. I'm older now. So Ace, this was 10, 12 years ago. I'm older. My son came home from the park with a dog. A Mexican was in the park, said he rescued this litter of dogs. And puppy. Yeah, a litter of dogs, and he was one of them. Puppy came home. His name is Kane Quavo, but his nickname is Puppy. Puppi. He ain't even a year old. This dog is only. He won't let me be great. What's your problem? You know what? You got to go outside. I got to let Puppy go outside because Puppy about to make me he about to catch a fade. Y'all, you know how you dog lovers are. Puppy, I'm getting too old for Puppy. I need to get Puppy a playmate, but I don't know. But anyway, let me sit out here so I can watch Puppy out the window. So anyway, yeah, trolls. Anyway, and I was mad at him, for not showing up or even, but he didn't give a fuck about my file, so why should he show up? But Iyanla cared about her children. Iyanla has been very open. Miss Vanzant has been very open about her plight. She was a young mother. She went on to law school, became an attorney. She admitted she shouldn't have. She admitted to welfare fraud. I mean, our stories are somewhat similar, only that I have a husband. I have a husband, and my kids are by the same man. I don't know if her kids are by the same man, but anyway. And, kids, when they get older, they give you their ass to kiss. And then they have babies that give you their ass to kiss. I don't have grandchildren right now because I told my kids I'm not raising nobody else's kids. They can come visit, hanging there, but I ain't raising nobody's kids until you get married and get a home and take your kids there and raise them. I'm not raising kids. I don't like kids that much that I want to raise somebody else's kids. But anyway, so we don't know the depth. And let me tell you, there are two hurts that can destroy you. I'm saying family hurt and church hurt. Okay, those two. So she's telling people she's like me. She's an open book. She likes to share because we overcome by the word of our testimony and the salvation that we received from God. And this is not about religion. This is not about religion. Let's put religion over here. We just is about a relationship with the living God. That this religion was created by man, okay, to control, okay, the finances. We'll go there later. That's too deep. Stay right there, okay. Stay in church. I'm not telling you leave your church. That's between you and God, okay. But anyway, and sometimes to protect your peace, when we get older, when we cannot no longer lie to ourselves, we got to protect our peace. And it may seem mean, because I remember in the Bible there's a story where one of the disciples father died, and he wanted to leave to go and bury his father, and Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. I said, Jesus, that was so cold when I was younger. But now that I have matured in the faith, I understand what he said. Because let me tell you something, I'm not having a funeral. If you weren't there for me, if you didn't give my flowers while I was here, if you didn't tell me how much I meant to you while I was here, where I can hear you, where I could smell the flowers, there's no need to have a funeral that cost about $10,000-$15,000. You could take that and buy a piece of property. Why waste that type of money? And these funeral homes take advantage of people at their most vulnerable point. And a lot of people just want to get up there and have a funeral so they can just fall out and get all the attention. Nah, we ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I understand. She probably paid for the funeral. But that's her baby. And that's how she choose. Now, she had one daughter who was like with her, that daughter died. And some people can't bury a child. I pray to God I never have to experience that. I ask God, out of my family, out of my immediate family, my children, my husband, I said, let me go first, God. I'm saying, I don't want that. I had experienced a lot of pain in life. Taking my mother out in a body bag. I'm still not. I just said, God, and let y'all will be done. But I'm saying, God, please, I don't want to experience that. I don't need to experience that. Okay, Hattie, you okay. Experience that, So that's her pain. And one thing I've learned in life as I've matured is that we can't tell people how to handle their pain. Hattie waits every time till I make a video when she shows up. She texts me. But anyway, yeah, we can't tell people how to handle their pain. We can't. We cannot. Just like Tracy Morgan. Let me tell you something. Right now, I didn't realize that what I did was impacted by the government shutdown. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. And I'm thinking, like, I'm getting mad at, because I'm a contractor. I'm getting mad because they ain't sending me work, So it's starting to pick back up. Then there was the holiday. Everybody checks out between December 1st and January 31st. People check out. That's when vacations are planned, blah, 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 blah. So they check out at this point, And so things are starting to pick up. They'll probably pick up February 1st. But anyway, I haven't been working. So I said I want to do some things, some business things. And I sat down and thought about, I gave away. I know it was more, but I'm just only willing to accept. Because if I just think about the full amount, but I gave away $45,000 last year to people that don't give a fuck about me, to people who it's too expensive to call to see how I'm doing. They only call because auntie is a cash machine, sister is a cash machine, friend sorrow is a cash machine, former parishioner is a cash machine. And I could use that money right now. Do you know what I could do with that money right now? Sorry. You know I could do with $45,000. It's not that's not much to some people, but to me that's a lot. You know I could do a lot right now. I could pay off my car loan. I could purchase some equipment for my business that I want. There's some I can hire a web designer. There's some stuff I could have done with my business. I could have finished the bonus room for my podcast. There's just stuff I could have done. And God had to tell me, don't give away your blessings. That's for you. So when Tracy Morgan said that, to that homeless man, I don't know that we don't know their relationship. I don't know. I have to listen to what Tracy says. But that's his money. He earned it. He did the right thing. That was a blessing for him and his family. If he chooses to do, it's not gonna get him any brownie points. But if he chooses to share, that's on him. He's still out here grinding. This man almost died. This man gets up and I know he still experienced pain because I experience pain every day in my body. I've never been in an accident, but just getting old. So on top of the trauma he had from the car accident, okay, when he was hit by a truck and killed his one of his partners, his friends, he has to deal with the regular pain that comes with getting old. He don't owe this man anything. The Bible tells us that don't owe any man anything but love. To love. That's the only thing we have to owe people. It's to love. Now I'm pretty sure Tracy probably will go help the man, out, through third party. But I understand we can't tell people how to spend their money and how to handle their pain. I'm done.